India gets set for nationwide cashless payment system. India will be one step closer to becoming a cashless society after introducing this technology. Dubbed Bharat QR code, the payment system lets customers buy items by using their smartphone to scan a quick response code generated by the store. This is expected to eliminate the need for card swipe machines for electronic transactions, with stores using codes instead. Unlike most mobile wallet apps, the Bharat QR codes aren't restricted to one bank or payment system. They can be used across most payment terminals. It operates in two ways. Users can have a QR code for one store and pay by entering their PIN. Or the store can create a code for separate transactions, with no PIN entry required. With the country's demonetization crisis hitting the rupee hard, New Delhi hopes their population of 1.2 billion will be quick to adopt the new cashless system. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Keep watching for more on cool mobile tech. Samsung's Big Bang Theory. The Galaxy Note 7 is probably Samsung's most famous model, not for its designer specs, but for its notorious tendency to spontaneously combust. After 2 recalls that cost the brand at least $5 billion, the South Korean phone giant has finally revealed where exactly it all went wrong. Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 was fitted with 3,500 mAh lithium-ion batteries, which should have enough space to allow negative electrodes to remain straight. However, those manufactured by a company subsidiary were found to have deflected negative electrodes, which caused the batteries to overheat and explode. As a result, Samsung recalled and reissued all Galaxy Note 7 phones in September. Replacement batteries made by a Hong Kong-based affiliate were likewise defective. Welding burrs penetrated through the separator and insulation tape, causing negative electrodes to be in direct contact with the positive tab. In some cases, batteries were missing the insulation tape altogether. Both factors were linked to the phone overheating and potentially catching fire. Samsung ultimately canceled production of the smartphone model and has had to reassess existing safety measures. The company has announced the implementation of a new 8-point battery safety check that's meant to reassure consumers that safety is now a top priority.
Quantum Interface is developing predictive interface software for AR and VR applications. Jonathan Josephson is trying to develop a foundation for the way we interact with augmented reality and virtual reality devices.
This is going to be the greatest design revolution we've had since the days of the mouse.
Josephson is the founder and chief technology officer of Quantum Interface, a software and design company in Austin, Texas, that is developing predictive interface software, which allows users to search through menus on their devices with only one continuous motion.
Now we can begin to put our content in a 3-dimensional array in augmented reality and move once towards where we want to go. That doesn't exist now in our interfaces.
According to Josephson, the touch and touchless prototypes are based on 3 design principles.
It's a change of angle simultaneously selects and controls the attribute. It's a continuous motion. Then we use it where inside of a sensor field, wherever the user begins to interact, that becomes the point of origin. So it's a relative motion with changes of angle, speed, and acceleration. And then we begin to draw a vector so we can predict what it is that the user would like to interact with. This is the biggest change for designers. If they design differently, they can use different interfaces that are much more natural.
But how do we know if the system is actually natural and easy to use? Josephson says that it has to do with the way our brain works.
We actually are using the fastest part of the brain and a part that the brain can learn the easiest. So when somebody tries out our interfaces, it takes about 5 seconds to learn instead of 20 seconds to learn. The button-based system, where I have to remember where those buttons are and then touch and release, requires a higher cognitive load to recognize where those are.
QI Launch Mobile for Android smartphones and tablets and QI Launch Wear for Android smartwatches is currently in private beta testing.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Yonder prevents you from using your mobile phone during concerts. More and more performers are using a technology known as Yonder in order to prevent the use of phones at concert venues. Attendees at performance events would be handed Yonder cases, which would lock once a phone is placed inside. The attendees would be in possession of the cases at all times, but cannot open them inside the concert venue. To access their phones, they must step outside the concert venue and unlock the Yonder cases at an unlock station. The New York Times reports that comedian Dave Chappelle already uses the technology at all of his shows, but performers are not the only people using this technology. Schools are also using Yonder to try to prevent students from using their phones during classes.